to welcome you to the April Texas Tri-County Chamber of Commerce Luncheon, sponsored by Live Oak. Thank you everybody for coming, I appreciate it. I would like to call up one of our board members with Northeast Lakeview College, Mr. Will Fanning, to start us with the Pledge and the Prayer.
Will!
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Our Father in heaven, we're thankful as we come together as thy children at this event. We're thankful for our ability to serve our communities and to make our communities a better place. We're thankful for thy presence in our lives and for thy direction to us, that we might do thy will. We pray that thou wilt be with us this day and watch over and protect us. And we ask for this blessing in the name of thy son, Jesus Christ. Amen. Amen.
Thank you, Will. You can be seated. Can y'all turn the background music off? God was jamming with us. All right, next I would like to take a moment to introduce the chair of our board. He is going to give just his quick little update. Shankar Poncelé with Shank's Web Development.
Thank you, Minnie. Hello, how are you? Good to hear. I have so many things to do that I forget to be nervous, so that's good. Well, last time I urged all of you to show up for the state of medicine, and guess what? You did show up. Thank you so much. Give yourselves a round of applause. We got a lot of good attention for this event. A lot of people at appropriate levels noticed that we are able to put up a great event. And the board thanks you all so much for that. But now we need to keep it going. Now that you have learned to show up, I will continue my little networking one-on-one, and I want to give you a few tips on what to do once you have shown up. If you all follow these pieces of advice that I will outline today, you will notice that this chamber is going to keep growing stronger than it already is, more influential than it already is. Why is that important? Well, as you may know,
people like to align themselves with strong partners, which is why we have a lot of interest in being seen as such. And we are achieving that right now by really working strongly on an online presence, but also by making sure that our members get what they want from their chamber. And for most of us, it is increasing business. Therefore, here are my tips for you. Once you have gotten used to showing up and you have overcome the initial shyness, you can actually do a few things that are pretty easy to accomplish. The first tip that I have for you, easy to accomplish, is if you have business to give, whether you want to buy a product or service, spend your money within your chamber network. It's easy, right? And yet we often forget about it. Not too long ago, I finally got some time to address that plumbing issue that occurred during our wonderful winter storm. And I thought, do I know plumbers? Well, I have a chamber directory. I can go to the website, log in, make sure my own directory is set up, and then I can search for a plumber. And I found a rapid router. I called them. Within a day they were there, gave me great service. Now what I will do, I'll go online and say, this is a fellow chamber member, and they helped me out, and their service was great. Like that, we can help each other. Very easy. The other aspect, the second thing you can easily do is, if you don't need a service yourself, but you know someone else who needs it. How many Facebook groups are we a member of where we see, does anyone know this and that? Anyone know who can help me sell my property? Anyone know who can help me put a fresh coat of paint on in my house? Therefore again, please remember in these moments to refer out to your fellow chamber members. It will come back manyfold. If we all are stronger, it just benefits all of us. The last piece of advice I have for you today, which is very easy to do, is schedule a one-on-one with someone that operates in an industry that you want to grow into, or know more about, or build strategic relationships. There are a lot of different industries represented in this room. And why not walk over to someone and say, hey, why don't we stay a little bit longer and we grab a cup of coffee and discuss about a few things. Don't try to sell them whatever you sell. That's not how it works. Build a relationship and make people comfortable to be around you so that they feel safe, that they don't have to constantly try to avoid being sold to. That's how it works. Folks, that's how I have grown my own business, and that's how I am growing my own business. And if we all do these things, I promise you that this chamber will become even stronger than it already is. And we'll make sure your board, the media team, that is also seen online so that we can really grow and impact as many people as possible. Thank you so much.
What a smart guy, huh? We're pretty lucky to have him the chair of our board this year. Speaking of, I just want to recognize the board of directors for this year, and some of them have taken some new positions. So Shankar Ponsalé is our wonderful chair. Chair-elect Shaz Mahmood, he obviously has a glutton to put up with me for another year, but he's agreed to hang around and be the chair-elect. And Will Fanning has stepped up to be our treasurer. So thank you all for stepping up for those positions. We have Kim Acosta, Pete Arguello, Carlo Rodriguez, our wonderful Facebook Live guy here, one of our tech guys making us look good, Eric Anderson, and Melissa Carrillo-Cox. And our advisor for our board is the one and only Kevin Haddis. So, yes, they've been working really hard to make sure that all of these, the luncheons and the mixers and every event are successful. We have good attendance, and we're also doing so many things virtual, so thank you all for that. Obviously, I need to recognize my diplomat team. How amazing is Mitzi Delgado? She is everywhere. She shows up. She helps me do everything. And Jason is over here doing his little worker bee stuff for us as well. I want to thank Casey Tankersley for stepping up and being the secretary. Taking notes is no fun. I've been doing it for the board because we don't have a secretary. Hint, hint, all those board members that don't have a position. Missy Carpenter, Jason Delgado, Michelle Friedeck. Missy Carpenter is like recognized twice. She's so amazing. Crystal Rabb, Michelle Watson, Patricia Coe, Bethany Thomas, and Angie Hill. These are the diplomat team. They have been busy attending ribbon cuttings and reaching out to new members. So if you are a new member and you haven't been reached out to, just know that they will be. They have all taken assignments to new members to make sure that you are getting what you need out of the chamber. They're also going to be reaching out to existing members, making sure that you guys are getting what you need out of this chamber and if not, taking suggestions. So again, we're keeping them very busy, so let's give them a big round of applause for sure. I see a few new faces, so if you are, oh, Kyle Dickey, you got sit at the timeout chair, that's awesome. We moved that table back there, and I said, I'm gonna put somebody in timeout back here that didn't pre-register, but Kyle did pre-register. Thank you for that, Kyle. I do see some new faces in here. If you have not opted into our texting system, you can text TRICO to 40691. That we keep you up to date with that, remind you of what's going on, and then sometimes we have contests, which I did for this luncheon. So, everybody that was signed up last Tuesday by 5 o'clock is in this little bucket, and you are going to get an Arctic Cup, Texas Tri-County Arctic Cup, but you're also going to get a luncheon on us next month. So, the lucky winner, that was such a good member that they pre-registered, so we don't have to worry about it. Gary Inman. Here you are. Thank you very much. See, we reward you for your good behavior, guys. Make sure that you pre-register. It makes it easier on the Hilton. They work really hard for us with the menu and knowing well in advance how many people that we're going to have. It's not easy to put this together. So thank you all that do pre-RSVP. Next, be sure to like us on all our social media. Again, I have to remind you how amazing, I'm calling them like our social media team, but it's actually our board members working real hard to make sure that we are out there on social media, which is very important more than ever these days. So thank you guys for keeping those things going. Be sure to like us. We're on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Thank you to our members, of course, our new members, American Dependable Therapy, Mo & Co., Parks and Recs of UC. We got Lori out of the house. Where are you at, Lori? Wave, yay. She said, you guys made me put on real shoes today. Republic EMS, and of course our renewing members, 1908 and Kindling, Boysville, Cartwheel Communications, Employer Flexible, First United Bank, GVEC, Johnson Home Health, Linebarger, and I'm not going to go through all those names, Missy Carpenter, RACAP, SCUC ISD, and Universal City. So you guys, we have been seeing a lot of new members come in and a lot of renewals. Everybody's ready to get back into business and enjoy the networking. So I love a challenge. First of all, we used the Universal City challenge for the toilet paper, but we challenged the members, and my gosh, Mitzi was serious, y'all. Mitzi called me the day before the end, and she goes, do I need to post on social media to get my extra points so I win? But we had a lot of people. It was a really, really close race, which is very exciting. This means that they are attending, they are showing up, they are bringing guests, they are signing up new members. All of those things are a benefit to everybody in this room. So I would like to call up Mitzi. And we didn't have a sponsor for this quarter. We are asking for sponsors for each quarter. What will happen is every time we do an update, which is every week, we will mention the sponsor. And then you will be able to present this check, which I get to present to one of my favorite people, my newly president of the Diplomats, which we unofficially announced. So I'm going to hand this over to her. And you want to say a few words?
Because I'm going to hand it right back to you, because we're going to sponsor quarter 2. So Delgado Realty Group will sponsor quarter 2 for the member challenge. And want to make sure that you guys are showing up. Make sure that you're pre-registering, because as y'all see this room, it's full. So those of you who tend to register last minute, you might not have a seat next time or food. But also coming to the events and helping one another out. And if you guys need anything, I have stepped into the chair position. Thank you very much, Shankar and Mindy, for asking me to do that. If you guys need something as a member, please reach out directly and let me know. If we can help connect you with folks, if you need employees, if you need people coming into your establishment, whatever you need, let us know, because we're here to help. So that's what we're here to do, and we want to do that through the member challenge and reward you. So Delgado Realty Group is very happy to sponsor the quarter 2 membership challenge.
So get prepared to see Jason and Mitzi's face all over social media at least once a week, because we are using their logo, which has their beautiful face on it. Next, I would like to invite Will Fanning from Northeast Lakeview College. We are going to present a check. We are giving them partial proceeds from the state of medicine as well as proceeds from Mardi Gras.
We are giving this right old check. It's not worth anything except my handwriting that I wrote. We are giving $2,500 for a scholarship at Northeast Lakeview College, and it is all thank you for you guys and your support, sponsorship, and attendance. So thank you, everybody in this room. I guess I'll give him the one he can actually take to the bank.
We appreciate the partnership with Northeast Lakeview. They are very, very helpful with us with all of our events. They have students that volunteer. They're always allowing us to utilize some of the things that they have on their campus. So we definitely appreciate that partnership. Next, so we have the RACAP situation. I do have Dorothy here, but she's like, you don't have to call me up. But I want to say thank you, first of all, for Universal City for challenging everybody and leaving here and going out and buying cases of toilet paper and challenging the rest of us. So thank you, Universal City. Let's give them a round of applause. And then I was going to walk all the way over there, but I'm not going to. But Ed Simmons came up with a 4-pack of toilet paper and said that's all that Live Oak can afford because they keep sponsoring Tri-County stuff. So, I mean, I appreciate you sponsoring all of our stuff and supporting us, but, you know, we do have to give back, guys. I'm just kidding. Ed Simmons rolled up with his truck. You couldn't even see out of the window. I don't know how he drove over here. And then Scott Wayman followed with a truck full of toilet paper as well. So Live Oak definitely stepped up. And they're actually going to provide delivery service, too, because Dorothy said, I don't know how I'm going to get it all over there. So they're going to drive it over. So thank you to everybody that donated toilet paper. Thank you to Universal City and Live Oak for stepping up. Everybody, apparently, in Tri-County loves a challenge. So we're going to try to find some more fun ways to challenge you guys. And next, I would like to call up Mitzi Delgado. She's been working, she's part of the board for the Guadalupe County Children's Advocacy Center. She's going to tell you guys a little bit about what they have going.
So I'm not on the board. I'm on the fundraiser committee. But we actually have Christy Williams here from the Guadalupe County Children's Advocacy Center. This month they are doing their fundraiser that normally would have been the shirts purse bingo, but they have pivoted and done an online event this year, and I'm actually going to let her talk about it because she does a much better job than I do. Christy Williams.
Okay, I'm sporting and modeling our mask that says "Be a Champion for Courageous Children." I have pages on your tables as well talking about the event. So the Guadalupe County Children's Advocacy Center is a nonprofit working in Guadalupe County primarily, but we do offer services on our border areas for kids who have much closer distances to go to our Shirts office or to our Seguin office than going all the way into downtown San Antonio or into New Braunfels. We are one of 71 children's advocacy centers in the state of Texas, and we serve children when there are allegations of child abuse and neglect. We see kids when there are allegations of sexual abuse, physical abuse, domestic violence, witnesses to drugs, homicide, anything that a kid should not have to see, but would also have to talk to a child protective services worker or a law enforcement officer as a result of. We opened our doors in January of 2004, and since then we've served we've conducted more than 7,800 forensic interviews of children. So those are interviews that we do in a special place in our center that's child-friendly. They're non-leading. It's not an interrogation. It's somebody that looks like me versus somebody with a gun and a badge. And we talk to those children about what they've seen, what they've heard, what they've felt, and all about their experience in a way that can be captured for future investigation and prosecution. Our goal is safety, justice, and healing for children. We want to provide them restoration. They are going to be people sitting next to you in this room someday. We want to make sure that they are successful and happy and healthy and contributing well to our society. I meant to bring that sign up here when I came up. We have these masks and those signs for people who are willing to be a champion for courageous children and join us in this campaign. You can start your campaign. Thank you so much, Vanna. You can start your campaign by going on to the website. So first, I'm going to show you guys a video in just a second, but first, we all get out your cell phones really quickly. You're going to do something for me that doesn't cost you anything unless you pay per text. But get out your cell phone really quickly. And I want you to, in the number spot, the 2 spot, type in 44321. 44321. And then the body of the message, you're going to put GCCAC. The only thing this is going to do is going to send you a link to show you our campaign page so you can learn more about it. We are trying to raise $100,000 this month. We need to gain a lot of momentum, and there's a Tri-County Chamber team, and I encourage you all to donate to that team or join that team as a member, because that's how you guys can really make a huge statement in this progress. I also want to first, before I show this video, thank Izzy and Mitzi, because without them, this video would not have been possible. They both donated their time and energy and talents to this video, so I'd like to go ahead and show it.
Hi, welcome to the Guadalupe County Children's Advocacy Center. I'd like to give you a tour of our center today for those who haven't been here. Our nonprofit works with children and families when there are allegations of child abuse and neglect, and we've been very fortunate to have lots of people supporting us over the years. We have a wonderful staff of professionals working with our clients every day to try to help them through what they get through. We greet them in a child-friendly setting. We believe these kids are our heroes. They're courageous enough to come and tell their story. When they come to our center, we work with the non-affected caregivers to give them all the resources they may need to help them along the way. We also conduct forensic interviews of children for the purpose of investigation or prosecution, and those interviews are done in a developmentally appropriate manner. We also have a space for our team to watch the interviews live and make sure that all of our questions get answered so that we can ensure that these cases will work as best as possible. In addition to helping uncover allegations of abuse and neglect activities, we also try to work with the community, educating them about abuse and neglect, and to try to prevent child abuse in the future. Our specialized therapy services are geared towards each child and their unique needs. We have play therapy services for children who are very young and even benefit through pain and their trauma. We also have multiple other spaces where we work with children and families to help them through their therapy process. Our teen room, a multi-use room, and a therapy garden. These are all spaces to have in our nursing office, in addition to having other spaces at our South office and in LTC Children's School. The Guadalupe County Children's Advocacy Center works daily with our team of law enforcement officers and medical and mental health professionals to ensure safety, justice, and healing for children and families. Hi, welcome to the Guadalupe County Children's Advocacy Center.
I come with all kinds of technology problems. I don't know why it's very difficult. So I'll just tell you what's on the rest of the video. Does that work for you? Okay, cool.
The rest of the video is all of our partners coming on there and saying, I'm a champion for courageous children. We are champions for courageous children. So we have the Sheriff's Office and Seguin PD, people from prosecution, medical professionals, my staff. And we are asking you all, we stand up every single day to be a champion for all of these courageous kids who come in and tell us the horrific things that they see. And I'm asking each and every one of you to join us and be a champion for courageous children by going on, joining a team, creating a team, making a donation. If you can't do any of those things, just help us spread the word of what we're trying to accomplish here. I will tell you that COVID has been a very difficult time for kids. When COVID first happened and kids got sent home from school, we started only seeing kids when there were broken bones, 911 calls, broken moms, broken dads, drugs, homicide, suicide. typically the bulk of the cases that we see are sexual abuse, and we weren't getting any of those for about 2.5 months. So, number one, we were working on a lot more emotionally stressful cases for my staff for a good time, but also we knew that those kids with the sexual abuse allegations weren't coming, and we were incredibly worried about them. When we did start to see those cases again, I was doing a lot of the interviews because we'd broken up into teams. We wanted to make sure that we were going to be able to serve kids and didn't have to close our doors, so we broke into small teams. I've not seen most of my staff face-to-face outside of a Zoom meeting in over a year. I wear this mask everywhere I go. I did finally get my first vaccine, so I'm thankful for that. But keeping our doors open is incredibly important to us. And I was doing some interviews early on when we started seeing those kids again for sexual abuse allegations. And for law enforcement, we have to ask on or about, when did this happen? Because prosecutors have to have an on or about date to be able to take something to court. And there was more than one occasion where we asked, you know, do you remember the first time that this happened? Do you remember when this happened? And they would say, you remember when we got sent home from school and we didn't get to go back? It broke my heart to hear how many kids were sexually abused when that happened. The opportunity was there. Most of those kinds of cases happen in the home. And this was an opportunity, unfortunately, that opened the door for a lot of those perpetrators of that kind of abuse. So, I don't know if you saw the little picture on there with the hands of courage that is hanging in our hallway of the center of our interview room. We truly believe these kids have great courage, and we try to live up to the courage that they have to join them in that every single day. So please be a champion for courageous children. Join us in this, join your team, and if you have any questions, I'll be here happy to answer them. Thank you so much for your time. Oh. Yes, absolutely. And Mitzi knows how to make QR codes, and she can make one that takes you straight to your team.
Thank you, Christy. We appreciate that. And yes, guess what, guys? We got a new challenge. Texas Tri-County Chamber, I challenge you to go onto that link, find the Tri-County group, donate to our group, or create your own team for your business if you would like. But I am challenging each and every one of you here and on Facebook to please go on and donate to this cause. They have been a part of our Tri-County Chamber for quite some time also. We do actually also have the University Health System has a mobile mammogram unit. They are doing a mobile mammogram clinic with the city of Live Oak, and they are out there, so I encourage you also to stop out there and sign up to schedule a mammogram or talk to them, get more information about that as well. Now my clicker doesn't want to click. We just move it to the next slide. Oh, I know how to fix that, guys, believe it or not. I learned the hard way. Oh, just kidding. Never that easy. Yeah, it froze. Ta-da! So I'm gonna walk all the way back up here. And without further ado, I would like to welcome the wonderful, the beautiful, the amazing Miss Mayor Mary Dennis. She's also perfect, guys, in case you didn't know.
Thank you, Mindy. Well, good afternoon, everybody. How are you guys doing? I'm so excited because I haven't been here for over a year, so I'm like super, super happy to be here. Great to see everybody's smiling faces. I miss you all very much, but I'm really happy to be back on the scene. So I'm not going to be before you long because I'm only here to introduce a person who's going to do the real work. And that's going to be Michael Hornis. He's our assistant city manager, doing a super job. He's only been here for about a year and a half? 2 years? Goes by so much fun. Goes by fast when you're having so much fun. Too much cake. But anyway, he's going to do the presentation, and if you have any questions afterwards, we're here to answer them for you. So again, thank you so much for being here. And I have to tell the story quickly, Michael. I'm so happy to be in this facility because it was my first economic development project when I became mayor. And when I came, it was the Civic Center. You guys remember the old blue building? Yeah, we did snake shows and gun shows, and it was yicky. I said to Scott, I was like, that's not going to work for me. He said, that's all I need to know, Mayor. So we got to work, and now what you see here is this beautiful hotel and conference center, of which we are so very proud of. So again, thank you for being here, and welcome to City of Live Oak. Michael.
Well, thank y'all so much. I am really excited to be here speaking in front of everybody. I usually get to just sit in the audience and kind of passively consume this stuff, and it is such a great group of people. There's always really interesting conversations that happen before we get a chance to get started with the presentations, and I can say that I am very excited to have our group back here. They love to party. My city council, the mayor, city manager, I have found that there's a huge amount of energy within this organization, and they love to enjoy time with the citizens and fellowship and celebrate all the things, and it's been such a challenging time. And so just to have the mayor and half of the city council here today is a treat for us, and so I'm excited. So we're just going to talk about a couple of things real quick, and if y'all have any questions afterwards, happy to answer them. Last year, unfortunately, we couldn't celebrate in the way that we wanted to our 60th anniversary. We had a lot of big plans, we had a lot of things that we really wanted to do, and we had to tone a lot of that down. The same way all of the other cities around here kind of had to do that. We miss hanging out with all of our friends. We miss having our movie in the park. We miss having our daddy-daughter dance. We miss having the shindig on Chinook, which my first one was the first year I was here. Man, that was a good time. It was just so much fun. We miss having Easter egg scrambles. We miss having Christmas in the park and Halloween family nights. And I think a lot of the city organizations around here probably had to do something similar to what we did. They had to do a drive-through event, which was great, and it was fantastic, and the kids got to enjoy it, they got to appreciate it, but it's just not quite the same. Doesn't have that same feeling. Everybody's not running around screaming, hopped up on too much candy, and we really want to get back to that, and I know that everybody else does too. So, I'll just start with 2020 and kind of work our way through it all, and then get to today. At the beginning of 2020, we finalized our comprehensive plan, which is what we utilize to do a lot of our forecasting for the next couple of years. And that was about a year-long process that got completed in February of 2020. And that was really supposed to be a big roadmap for not only staff, but for the city council on what we're going to do to move forward, how we're going to do that. And then a month later, we all kind of had to hit the brakes on a lot of those plans and our discussions and our budget discussions and what we want to do, and we have new this and we want to do this and upgrade things. And it was a challenge to try to work through that process, and the city councils here and everywhere else had to make some challenging decisions about how we move forward. But we have this wonderful, wonderful roadmap that's got a whole laundry list of things that I want to accomplish, and Scott does and the city council does, and we're going to get to it. But even with the slowdown and all those things, we did still have quite a bit of development go on in the city. We opened up our Olive Garden, Marco's Pizza, which I really like, South Chicken and Waffles, which is a whole lot of fun, Live Oak Nutrition, where Donna goes to get her morning drinks, and she comes back and she has more energy than any 10 people I know, Alamo Ranch Cabinets in the same, right over there by Wayland Baptist University's new location. Hag Creek Burger Company, which I cannot get my children to stop going to, and it's fantastic. Hometown Burger right next door to it. Serenity Oaks Assisted Living Facility, and I close it out with this one, Scott. Liquor Bueno. And that was the lion's share in 2020 of our retail development that we had. We have new stuff coming on in 2021, but we'll save that for next year's State of the Union. As far as our residential development goes, we have quite a bit going on. Our Vista Ridge development is a 3-phase development with 222 potential homes. And we're through with the first phase of that, starting the second phases with a third phase probably coming online sometime next year. The second residential subdivision broke ground in 2020. They started building homes this year. That's 143 homes, and this is going to be, it's an interesting place because it's going to be a lot of smart homes. Really fancy features on the inside, automatic dog doors, Ring cameras already pre-installed, a lot of fancy upgrades that are just standard for these folks. So it should be a really nice subdivision right next to our Woodcrest Park, and we're excited for all the things coming with them. Now this is where, Mindy, I would like to have our next chamber meeting. This is the Aspire Apartments right across from City Hall. They have the coolest pool I've seen in a long time, and it just looks like a really inviting place to be and hang out. And that completed in 2020 as well, and they've got 202 apartments, great organization. They do a lot of help with all of the events that we have, and just a great place, and really nice apartments. And the last one of our residential developments that we've got going on right now is a place called Trumbull Townhomes. They broke ground last year. They started developing. They're about halfway through starting their buildings, and that should be 87 townhomes. So we've got a mix of single-family residential, multifamily, and some townhomes offerings for folks in our town. As far as education goes, we had a Northeast Partnership meeting the other day, and Dr. Garcia was talking to everybody about the new building that they are expanding on and all the wonderful things that they're doing in Northeast Lakeview. It is a $36 million construction cost, is what I found out, and it's a $46 million project in total, and it's going to house a lot of great new programs for all the manufacturing businesses in all of our surrounding communities. And so they're really looking to help build up the business community at that program. We're super excited for them. And one of the things that I thought was really neat during 2020 is they had an increase in the number of students, which I was really impressed by, because in 2020 that's such a challenging process. Junior colleges in general, but just the fact that they increased that enrollment is just, it's so cool. So we're very excited for them. That is a 10th building on that campus there. And then the other educational process we had to go through was the Great Hearts Academy as a charter school. They completed that in 2020, and that's a K through 8 program with a second phase build out that's going to be K through 12 by the time they get finished. And I think that'll start about 2023 and hopefully be done in 2024. And I will add that while Live Oak does like to take a lot of credit for the toilet paper that's outside in the back of those trucks, half of that came from the parents of the students at Great Heart Academy. The head of the school, Cindy Audello, who's on our economic development board, she put that out to the parents, and they came out in force. And so they're really good community partners, and we certainly appreciate them. This is hard to see. Wish we had a bigger map. Essentially, what you're looking at here is the remaining vacant land within the city limits of Live Oak. The blue land here is residential properties. The red areas are commercial properties within town. There's about 300 acres of commercial property, vacant commercial property that's open, and there's about 80 acres left of residential property that's left, that's undeveloped. Now these are, in some of the cases, some of the more challenging pieces of land, pretty hilly, little access to a few of the things that they probably need, but we're having lots of conversations with folks, and we look forward to see what they come up with. And the last thing I want to talk about is one of our favorite programs that the Economic Development Corporation puts into their budget. It's called the VIP program, the Visual Improvement Program. And that is about $100,000 that we allocate in the budget each year, and that's to help with businesses to upgrade their facades, help with their business signage, paint their parking lots, landscaping, a lot of the things that start to fade over time for a business. And we recognize at the EDC that those are big costs. It's not a small thing. And so each year a business can apply for up to a $5,000 grant to help defray those costs through the EDC. It's a wildly fantastic program here, and we really, really like it. But 2020 came around, and that sort of slowed down a lot of those VIP applications because everybody was just trying to figure out what they needed to do to stay afloat. So what did the EDC do? The EDC modified that program. We had $300,000 allocated for water rights that the Economic Development Corporation purchases and then transfers to the businesses as an additional incentive, but we had a limited amount of big commercial growth. And so the need to purchase that water wasn't there this year. So the EDC and the City Council transferred that money to this visual improvement program, which we changed to basically what we called a business assistance grant. And it was just emergency funds. And really all we wanted to do was help and try to keep it as simple as possible and get out of the way. Because I know in this room I've had at least a few conversations where, well, if the government will just get out of my way. We did everything we could to try and help out and just get out of the way. And so we were able to give out $240,000 worth of grants. And we just called that working capital. We asked our attorneys to, tell us what it is we can do, how we can do it, and how we can make it as simple as possible. And that's what she came up with, and we're glad for that. And that's all I got. It's really good to be here. Y'all have questions for the mayor? The mayor is here to answer your questions.
He was here.
But anyway, just wanted to acknowledge them and all of the great people that work for the city of Live Oak. It's a blessing to be a part of such a wonderful team. So if you all come spend all of your money here, and take it to the other cities too. We spend most of it here. But anyway, I love this feeling that we have that we are all neighbors. That even though there may be boundaries of our city limits, that we are all in this together, and that's what I love about this region. So just really glad to be a part of this group.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Michael. Yes, I love that too. I say it all the time. I get a little bit excited and giddy about Tri-County, as most of you guys know, but I really get excited when I talk about my cities. I'm like, I have the greatest city partners ever, and they all get along for the most part. I mean, Daley sometimes can create some ruckus, but thank God he has Kevin and Johnny. Speaking of Live Oak, I wanted to give a big, huge shout out to the team here at the Hilton Live Oak Garden Inn. They do an amazing, phenomenal job for us, and I have to, thank you to all the staff. They help us set up, they serve us, they help tear down, and on top of that, you guys, if you didn't like the lunch, it's my fault, because selfishly, I'm Italian. And we usually get together every Sunday for what we call Sauce Sunday. And my mom's a little bit older, so she hasn't been hosting Sauce Sunday. And I missed Sauce Sunday. So I reached out to the Hilton and I said, can we please have some pasta and some chicken and garlic salt and maybe even some angel food cake with strawberry? And I thought it was delicious. It's not quite as good as my mom's, I just have to say, because she is Italian. But anyways, thank you guys for accommodating us and being so gracious about everything. Some quick reminders. I need to, and Michael just told me he needs to maybe get back to Toastmasters because we say a few ums here and there. But we are still having Toastmasters from 5:30 to 7 via Zoom. You can contact Shane Carr, Andrea, or myself to get involved with it. We definitely encourage it if you're going to do any public speaking like I do. Shane Carr rarely has any ums or anything, so good job for you. The next thing is I want to recognize the 2021 calendar is not full for mixers and lunches. So if you are interested in hosting a mixer or sponsoring a luncheon, please reach out to me. We do have a few availability coming up. We partnered up with Blue Bonnet, Rebecca Creek, and Skips, and again, like Michael said, this city, this area, Tri-County, we all love to have a good time. So Leonard wanted to have a reason to have a party, so we are calling it the Texas Reopening, Texas is Back Bash. We are having live music. Bill Ayers Band will start at 4:30, followed by Mikkel Buck Band. That is going to be this Wednesday at Blue Bonnet Palace. They have a new menu, a new chef for their fajitas and margaritas restaurant. They're giving out samples of that as well. So be sure to stop in. The party starts at 4, the music starts at 4:30. We say it ends at 11, but it's Blue Bonnet, guys. I mean, they have to kick us out, right? We have our golf tournament coming up April 26th at TPC. Thank you to all of our sponsors so far. We have had a really great, we have so many people reach out that we are almost sold out. We're almost sold out on teams, and we're almost sold out on sponsors. So if you are interested in joining a team or interested in sponsoring, I encourage you to do that ASAP, because you're not going to get in it if you don't. It's going to be a darn good time. We have a group rate at the JW Marriott through the weekend. I know, is Ben Hunter here? He's going to take his whole family, so we had to extend the group rate from Friday. So you actually can get that rate Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday at the JW Marriott. Please reach out to me if you want to sign up your team or sponsor, because we are definitely running out. We're going to reach the max for the course. And it's right after the Valero Open, so it's beautiful right now. Our April mixer, we have a new member, Fry High Country Store in New Braunfels. Most of us are familiar with it. If you're not, you need to get out there and have a burger. It's one of the best burgers that I've ever had. But they joined up, they signed up as a new member and stepped up and right away signed up for the April mixer. So please put that on your calendar, April 22nd at Fry High Country Store. It's just in a couple of weeks, right after the golf tournament. Our May luncheon is sponsored by and at. So please put that in your calendars. We try to not confuse you by moving around our luncheons. Last year, we were going to have one luncheon at Blue Bonnet because the Hilton had sold out for a big conference that they had on our date for luncheon. Leonard is very sad that he didn't get to have us all over there. So I said, okay, fine, we'll come back. So we are going to have it May 11th at Blue Bonnet Palace from 11:30 to 1. We're calling it Hello Summer. It is Welcome Summer Party. It's not going to be our normal formal luncheon. So those of you who don't get to go to the mixers for one reason or another, you have kids or families that you have to be home for and you can't come to the mixers, this is going to be kind of like a mixer without the alcohol. We're going to have a little update on the city of Cibolo from Mayor Josh Boyle as well. But again, it's going to be a little bit more informal. We're not going to have a full presentation. We're not going to remind you again about the texting system. We're not going to remind you again about Toastmasters. We're just going to welcome you, give you a few little updates, and then let Mayor Boyle speak, and then we're just going to have a fun time. And I can tell you a hint. I went to the dollar store. There might be beach balls involved. I might have got Mayor Daley some floaties because I got a kid pool. I want to make sure he's safe. So we're going to have a really good, fun time at the May luncheon at Blue Bonnet. Make sure, I stress, please, I don't want people texting me from the parking lot. I thought the luncheon was today and you're here at the Hilton. So we want to get that out. We want to get that out to everybody that we are moving it just for the 1 month, and then we're back here in June. So make sure your calendar only changes for that 1 month. We're going to come right back. What is it? Oh, and it's also Andrea's birthday, so we might have some birthday cake too. Hey, how about that? Quick little update, Cibolo is having their Cibolo Crossing 5K Stampede. It is May 29th, beginning at 8 a.m. You can register Athlete Guild. I'll have all this in the newsletter. We're also doing a quick little cornhole tournament, little fun and friendly. It's not going to be as big and massive as our normal cornhole tournament. We want it to be, so everybody that likes playing cornhole, please join us. It's going to be after the race, after the 5K. We are going to ask any businesses that have cornhole boards and have sponsored previously, if you are able to come out and bring your cornhole boards, maybe have a team. We have not finished all of the details about that, but look for that as well. We will give you more details about the cornhole tournament at the Cibolo Crossing 5K Stampede. It's going to be out where Santikos is, and they're going to have more than the 5K. They're going to have vendors and a band and all kinds of fun stuff. Because again, our city partners like to have a good time. So that is all that I have for the presentation, except for you guys' favorite part, the door prizes. Who wants to volunteer and come pull them from Live Oak? From Live Oak. That's right. Here she comes. Did you put on your lipstick, Mayor Dennis? Y'all, I love her so much. She's so. Oh, see. Oh, jeez. We got Izzy's ID, so. Is there any police in here? We can run that and make sure that he's legit. And I am going to say again, you guys, Izzy volunteers his time so much, like he did for the Advocacy Center. He volunteers to be here for us. He's just an amazing human. We appreciate it. I'm glad that I connected with him a few years back. So let's give him one big round of applause. He's also a little, like a little wanderer like I am. Like every time I turn around, I'm like, where are you now? He's like, I just went to Florida for the day. For the day? Who does that? So the City of Live Oak have given 4 goodie bags, and each of them include a different gift card for a different place here in Live Oak. She's closing her eyes. Don't you dare pull Scott. Kim Acosta. Oh, now she's going to pull everybody that sat at her seat. So everybody get ready at her table. Everybody get ready. Kim, you can pick any one of those lovely bags from Live Oak.
Is it all the same?
Here we go, Mayor Stosh Boyle. He's going to come hang out with Live Oak. I love when it's at that Northeast Partnership and one city each month donates door prizes, and it's usually another city that has to go to that city, and I love it. It's so cool. They do. It is a great thing. Anyone you want, Mayor. Massage medic, Wendy. Wendy. She's brand new. She's brand new. She is a guest. She's brand new to San Antonio, guys. You may pick one of those bags. Brand new to San Antonio, she said. Where she lived, they just weren't all that nice. And she said, I love San Antonio. Everybody's so nice. And Tri-County, I mean, we're even better, right? That's what she heard. She's like, they were right. Michelle Watson with Kellum Family Medicine. Woo. And can I give another shout out while we're doing this? Dr. Kellum's office reached out to me, and they offered hundreds of vaccines to Northeast Lakeview College, to some of our city partners, to some of our business partners. So thank you. Big shout out, Michelle. I know you deal with them. Things would not happen without Michelle, guys. She has to keep them in order. Just like we were talking about, Jan normally keeps Lou in order, and Pam usually keeps Darren in order. She has to keep Dr. Kellum and Gabe in order. That's a huge job. That's it for Live Oak. All right, so we have 2 more. I'm going to walk in front of the light. All right. So Missy Carpenter donated to Tropical Smoothie Cafe. I'm sorry for moving, Carlo. I forgot I was supposed to stay still. Missy, you want to draw? So this is a Tropical Smoothie Cafe. There's a few of us in here that like that place quite a bit. Yeah. Are you sticky? Short girl problems. Who'd you got? Michael Casada. There you are, sir. Enjoy your smoothie. All right, or sandwich, or whatever you get. Gosh, they have a lot of stuff. They didn't name that very well, right? Tropical Smoothie Cafe. They've got so much other good food. Okay, this is for this Mad Women swag bag, Leanne. Another shout out. She's constantly, every time she shows up, gives us this big, lovely bag that some people like about. Some people get really, really angry. And she also included this. This is for the Rotary Club. They are doing the 2020 Essential Workers Recognized. It's basically a big old party again, guys, and it's going to be at Bluebonnet Palace Thursday, July 22nd from 6 to 9. They're doing casino night. If anybody is interested in participating or sponsoring, it's in our newsletter, but we can also get you the information direct. And I'm going to just draw because Leanne's way back there. I'm not going to make you walk all the way to the front, so it's my fault. I'm not picking that bended card, Scott. This is gonna go to Bethany. Yay! So I just want to thank you guys again for coming. Thank you, Lori, for coming and putting on real shoes. We appreciate it. Thank you to the City of Live Oak. Also, remember the mobile mammogram people are out there. Be sure to visit them if you have any questions for Christy, if you have any more additional things that you would like to donate to RACAP. I'm sure they would welcome any more donations. Thank you again, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Yes, one more. Uh-oh. Here this is why I didn't make her walk up, but here she still comes hobbling.
I have a handful of $10 gift cards that had free burger. If you donated to the tissue drive, please come see me and grab one.
Woo! That's awesome. There she goes hobbling back. That's why I didn't call her in the first place. All right, that's it, guys. Have a good day.